just in general, understanding attorney-client privilege and everything else, there were a lot of challenges in this case. Obviously, anyone who sat through the competency hearing to now, even you're close to his colloquy yesterday.
Right.
What can you tell us about the challenges of representing Justin Mohn and his wishes of how the case proceeded and what defenses were available, et cetera?
I think that it's challenging when you have to make a decision on how you want to defend on a case, and there are very clear issues such as presented themselves in this case. I mean, it's tragic, but in the long run, what we did was we saved Justin's life. The death penalty is not on the table, and Judge Kaur gets to decide whether or not the defense of self-defense and citizen's arrest is applicable in this situation. And if he decides that it's not, what we do know is going to happen is Justin's not going to be put to death. He will not be sentenced to death. And in that sense, it's a successful defense.
Steve, in your closing argument, you seem to be encouraging the judge to look at all options available without actually saying what other options were available. What did you mean by that?
The judge is going to come to a decision. He's going to render a verdict. He's going to find whether or not my client is guilty or not guilty.
I'd like to put two fine point on it, Steve, and you sort of answered this in Jim's question. There was talk about a mental health defense. Justin even mentioned it in his own testimony yesterday. How did you arrive at the decision of not to pursue it or to pursue it and then ultimately change your mind?
Well, the client is competent. He can choose the defense that he wants to use, and he can advise on the defenses that he doesn't wish to use. You guys were there. Justin said specifically he does not want to pursue a mental health defense. He was given that option, and he chose not to. So the defense that was presented was the defense that was chosen by the defendant himself, and that's what we pursued. And that the success in it is that the death penalty is not on the table for Justin. You know, the Commonwealth sought the death penalty. They named and itemized their aggravators. They put them on the record. And throughout the course of this case, the defense was successful in convincing the Commonwealth that the death penalty should not be pursued. And in that sense, the defense was a success. Justin will survive. He will not be put to death, regardless of the outcome of this case.
How does Justin feel about how the case went, the 4 days of trial?
I think that he was pleased with the way that all the evidence went in.
When in your closing, you said that you've never seen a case that, as far as you know, there's never been a case like this. Can you elaborate on that, that this is a completely unique set of facts?
It's unique, and the facts of this case are very unique. It's a tragedy that Michael Mohn is dead, and that the decision was made that he should be dead. So it's tragic. There's a family that is suffering a loss, but at least there won't be another death in this case.
You
Has he
argued
ever
treason.
expressed any kind of remorse?
I don't know. We have to ask him.
You argued treason up there. I mean, we heard your argument, but you said it. Can you explain to us why he believed that what he did was justified?
I think you heard it from Justin. Justin believed that there was certain indignities that he suffered, and he did what he believed was the thing that he could do. And the judge is going to decide whether or not that was something he can do. But again, regardless of the decision that Judge Kaur makes, Justin is not going to be put to death, and in that, it was a success.
I've got to ask for the citizen's arrest, right? That was his argument. I mean, how does that hold up? That's a federal charge. He cited Pennsylvania criminal code.
Justin doesn't have to be right on the law that he was citing. That was for us to be able to argue and for Judge Kaur to make a decision on.